Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are using the trailer. And if there's a trailer involved, you guys already know that this wasn't a safe purchase. There's two vehicles that I have to pick up. We are an empty? Empty. Well, it's probably because it's at a slope. But anyways, two vehicles, and I purchased them from Insurance Auto Auctions. I typically don't buy vehicles from them. I actually haven't in a very long time. But it seems like my inventory, for some odd reason, went from somewhat like cheaper cars to more expensive cars, closer to $20,000 per each car. What that means is, most of the vehicles I have are looking for customers that will need to finance their purchase. So, in the meantime, I am trying to buy up a few cheaper vehicles to keep the lights on, so to speak. So, the two vehicles I purchased are both hybrids. One is a Ford Escape hybrid, and the other one is a Chevy Malibu hybrid. And both of them are risky purchases. Do I regret buying them? No. Are they risky buys? Very, very risky. The reason being, the Chevy Malibu, it was sold by an insurance company about 2,000 miles ago, and it's back at the auction. So, for whatever reason, it did 2,000 miles on the road, and it's back at the salvage auction. And it's actually sold with a salvage title that the insurance company issues. So whoever purchased it from the insurance company never registered it, never got the title changed and whatnot. So a little suspicious. The other one is a clean title, and Oregon is a state that's open to the public, meaning non-dealers can purchase from Insurance Auto Auction and Copart. This vehicle did not allow public buyers. Why? So there's a lot of questions. There's a lot we're gonna learn today, but we are heading to the auction, and hopefully there's no major mechanical issues. Made it to IAA, got the title, somewhat prepping the trailer, and yeah, hopefully no issues, but within a few seconds, you guys will see the vehicles, and we'll kind of go from there. Here's the Chevy. Quick side note, I tried to buy that Ram. Had mechanical damage, but it sounded fine. I'm curious if it's transmission, but Longhorn, I mean, it looks like it's fully loaded, Ram box and everything, but this is the hybrid, and small dealership was selling it, and this one is missing a battery. So, like I said, it went through the insurance. Insurance sold it. It had front end damage. It looks like it was somewhat repaired. Oh, that's a bad straight. Yeah, so we have no battery. But I bought one. I came prepared. But this is new damage. So I'm very curious if they had the car, they were driving and no issues, and then this damage happened and they didn't have insurance or whatnot, and they're like, yeah, whatever, we'll just sell it. No idea, but we'll find out once I throw a battery on it, try to start it, try to drive it. It's not perfect, but I think I paid like $1,800 for this car. For a hybrid with 101,000 miles. I'd say I did fairly well. Okay, new battery's in. I'm gonna have Dina try to start it. Anything?
Lights up, it clicks.
Okay. So this negative is not tied down all the way, which could be an issue because it's super loose, and I grabbed a few sockets with me, but not enough. But I do have a jump box, so we could go directly to the cables to get it started. So we got it started, the Malibu, and the engine is doing knock, 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 knock. Show you guys in a second. Someone just asked for a jump box. Always got to try to help others. So it sounds like it's coming from this end. Okay, and to be honest, it doesn't really sound like it's the engine. It almost sounds like a water pump. It sounds very similar to the Ford Explorer that I had. Yeah, it doesn't sound that bad now. So it's not internal engine, which is good, but definitely something on the side that's making that noise. So we have this bumper damage, which I hope that I don't have to, yeah, I could probably put it in that bracket and tie it down. And then the other thing is right here. So while it's kind of warming up, make sure there's, you know, no overheating or whatnot. We're gonna go strap down the Ford Escape.
Okay, babe, knock, knock.
Who's there?
A hybrid engine. This thing is wheelie messed up. Knock, knock. Who's there? Hybrid.
So Dina was gonna drive the Chevy and I was going to tow, but this thing sounds worse now. So I will be driving it because she goes, what if it blows up on me? I still don't think it's internal, but it's probably something outside, water pump or whatnot, I don't know. But it's very suspicious. Feel like I definitely hear the belt chirping here and there. But the fact that it like started, it was more or less okay. And I didn't hear any issues, and now I hear issues again. It can't be internal, because internal would always make noise and always have issues. We have traction control light that came on. But yeah, my summer machine now, it's totally fine. And now I hear a little bit. So either it's like a pulley, tensioner, something along those lines. I mean, it could be water pump that's just making a whole bunch of noise, I don't know. But we are sluggish on power, if you will. Now I'm thinking, could it be transmission related? Because transmission ain't too happy. I don't know. But honestly, a car like this that runs and drives should have been sold as mechanical. Another reason, guys, why I stay away from salvage auctions, because this is obviously a mechanical issue, and that's not how it was represented. Yeah. I understand if there's one thing, you know, like transmission damage and they can't drive it, you know, they just move it forward a little bit, and you could say third, fourth gear has issues, but there's no way they could test that. But something like this, as soon as you start it, you hear it. Yeah. We have a check engine light. So there's a kick in our transmission. So, yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen with this one. I got it at a decent price. I mean, I could, you know, maybe put a new engine in it. Third gear, I also feel a slight kick. Let me roll up the windows. Oh, that one is very, very slow. So, yeah, it seems like the dealership that bought it, drove it, had issues or whatever, and here it is back at the auction. Which sucks, but that's how it goes. I mean, it is what it is.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Well, this hunk of metal made it. And look at this champ towing by herself. Sure, I can do that. She did good though. She made it this far. Guess this is going to be moment of truth. How is this one? There we go. Doesn't sound promising. Well, here's this one. This one made it off, and engine sounds pretty healthy. So ideally, if this car has no issues, the tires are not the best. I mean, they're okay, but I see some minor cracks. And this one is clearly off the rails, so to speak. So kind of a curious question for you guys. How would you approach moving forward, I guess, with this purchase? Would you find a spare tire, put it on there, and then drive it, make sure everything is good mechanically, no issues? Or would you pull off this tire wheel, take it to a tire shop, see if they could reseal it and put it back on, and then put it on the car? Or would you just get 4 new tires, get those replaced, and then start driving the car? Many options, but like these are the things I have to think about when I purchase vehicles. What are the steps? Personally, I'm thinking the best way to do it is grab a spare, like a donut, see if it has one in the trunk, throw that on there, then start driving the car. Do 10-15 miles in it, see how well it runs, how well it shifts, if it will even need 10-15 miles of driving, because it could have major issues right off the bat. If everything is good, then could move forward with getting brand new tires, get it detailed, and then, you know, move forward with selling it. But at the very least, right now, sounds healthy. The engine does, at least, not like the Chevy Malibu. Yeah, told you guys it was a risky purchase, but I do think IAAI should have disclosed that the Malibu has mechanical damage. But again, these are stories why I don't do business with IAAI or Copart. I don't like it.
The next day.
It's a new day, and I don't want to end the video on a bad note with bad purchases. So it's early morning. I am back at the lot, and I have the Ford Escape on a donut. I'm gonna take this into the tire shop, but this is not repairable. So got the donut from underneath the car, just jump started it, it's warming up. I think I am going to peel off this stuff right here and then take it down the street, make sure it shifts good, make sure it has good power before I kind of continue on with repairing it or putting money into it. The good news is upstairs I have 4 brand new tires that will fit this vehicle. so I actually don't need to buy anything. And in theory, if it runs great, I could go to the tire shop today, get those replaced, possibly get a new battery because, well, we'll see if it charges up. I mean, the battery looks new, but could be old and the car's sitting for a long time. So in theory, I mean, this is the good purchase out of the two. And as you guys can hear, the motor sounds pretty darn healthy, especially compared to the darn Malibu. But yeah, I'm going to clean up the sticker, take this off, and we'll go for a quick drive before we end the video. Okay, let's go maiden voyage. We don't have a temperature gauge, which kind of sucks. I'm on a donut, which I am extremely sketched out by. It's literally like 4 or 5 inches wide. Okay, so what do we have? Doing nearly 30 miles per hour. I mean, seems okay for now, but I'll just, again, continue around the neighborhood and then maybe take it up to higher speeds. It seems fine the way it runs, but it almost like a CVT transmission. So see it'll go up in RPMs? No. 4x4 log 10. Oh, well, that's because our wheels are off. So there we go, almost 60 miles per hour. I mean, it runs fine, it gets up to speed. We are in EV, we are stopped. There's the engine, kicks on. And it's almost like it's trying to burn out. At first I was like, okay, not really paying attention. Thinking that it's just outside noise. But it could be the 4x4 system because it said it's temporarily off. Because the size of the tires are different, so I don't know, it's hard to tell. I mean, aside from that, it seems like it's fine. Like, it gets up to speed, it gets going. So here's the next decision. Yeah, I hear it. It's almost like a differential type of deal, or the 4x4 system. But here's the decision that needs to be made. Do I want to put the new tires on it right now and move forward with getting this car kind of ready? Because aside from that, it seems fine, but the fact that the 4x4 light came on and the tire size is, I don't know, why wouldn't you put a full-size spare on a all-wheel drive car? Come on, Ford, like, doesn't make sense to me. I mean, aside from that, it sounds fine, it sounds healthy, but it definitely seems like the computer is struggling with the whole 4x4 thing and how to put the power down. I don't know. I guess I could put new tires on it, drive it then, or do I want to get a new, like a used tire to throw on that one and then try it? Decisions, guys. Decisions. But in general, I mean, it seems like it runs fine. We are in full hybrid mode. Pulled up like I'm on a Prius. Look at that, and you guys can't hear that thing running. But what do we have here? What size is this? Yeah, this is an 18-inch, and the factory is a 16-inch. So when it's rotating, the computer is getting really confused about what it needs to do with the power. If you ask me, really dumb design by Ford, actually. What else we got? Because I don't think I showed you guys this one very well or in detail. faded hood, which is fine. I don't really care. I mean, worst case scenario, buy a new one or get it replaced. Front bumper, minor scuffs, again, I don't care. It would just need a really, really good detail. Remove all of these, you know, extra stickers. I'm not a big fan of any of them. I actually always remove stickers when I buy cars. Yeah, inside, outside detail, possibly new battery. I'll go grab my scanner and see what it shows battery-wise. And then tires, and kind of go from there. So I don't know, maybe I'll see if I could get a used tire somewhere for like 30 bucks or something. And then try to throw it on there, go for another drive, see how well it feels, and kind of go from there. But at the very least, it moves under its own power. It sounds more or less fine, so that's a big plus.
2 weeks later.
It is about, I don't know, a week and a half later. Who would have thought the Ford Escape was a fantastic purchase? So from the last clip, I told you guys my plan of getting a used tire put on it. That's exactly what I did after I took that clip. The Ford Escape ran great. It has a CVT transmission. There was no more 4x4 warning signs or anything. The battery actually charged up and held charge. I drove it enough to where it passed DQ and took it through detail. They did a fantastic job cleaning that thing. It clearly still had, you know, body imperfections like the hood, there's scuffs on the bumper and whatnot. And I priced it at $4,995. A few days later, a gentleman came out and I sold it for cash for $4,800. So I cleared almost $3,300 profit on the Ford Escape. I spent under $3,000 purchasing 2 vehicles, and with just the profit alone off of the Ford Escape, I essentially, well, I got the cars for free. So I spent like $2,900 purchasing the vehicles, and my profit on the Ford Escape was $3,300. So I am plus some. Still haven't figured out what I'm going to do with the Malibu, kind of putting it on the back burner. I want to buy a new engine for it and kind of move forward with the project, but I'm a little bit worried because when I was driving it, I felt the kick in the transmission. And if I put a new engine in it and it has transmission issues, then it's a waste of time. I mean, putting a new engine and transmission in it, labor and parts, I will be so deep into that thing that I'd rather, you know, take a loss right now, a few $100 loss, and kind of forget about it, rather than invest or put like $4,000 or $5,000 into the car and then end up losing $1,000. It just, I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that one just yet. But Ford Escape is gone. I guess this video kind of turned around in a positive way. So I want to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. If you are not a subscriber yet, please consider subscribing. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you in another video.